These 26 modern apps add the features Windows 11 is still missing. Microsoft isn't fixing Windows anytime soon. They're too busy adding AI slop, so I stopped waiting. We'll first cover utilities. Let's start with one of the most impressive utilities I've used in years. Blip is a completely free AirDrop alternative that works across Windows, Mac, Android, and iOS. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this is the best file sharing app I've ever used. You can use it to move files between your own devices on the same Wi-Fi or send files to other people as long as they have Blip installed. Transfers are insanely fast. It keeps progress even if the transfer gets interrupted. There's no file size limit. Everything is encrypted. And when I switched from Windows to Mac, I used Blip to transfer over 300 gigabytes of folders. Everything will be linked in the description. Next is one of the most unique apps in this video. WindowSill markets itself as the MacBook Touch Bar, but for Windows. Basically, it gives you context-aware tools depending on what you're doing. You can control media, manage your clipboard, launch app groups, open folder sets, and even create website groups. It also has reminders, performance monitoring, a Pomodoro timer, and some basic image tools. It sucks that you can't customize how long the Pomodoro timer is. You can only choose between 25 and 50 minutes. It's still rough around the edges. Animations aren't very smooth, some tools don't work reliably, and the keyboard shortcut for the clipboard doesn't work for me because I don't have a numpad, and you can't customize it. It also has paid AI features, because apparently everything has AI now. Even my toaster got an AI update. The next app is Twinkle Tray. It lets you control monitor brightness directly from the Windows system tray. If you have multiple monitors, you can control each one individually. You won't have to use the awkward monitor buttons. My favorite feature is the automatic brightness adjustment based on the time of day or the sun's position. That way, you can make the monitor bright in the morning and dim when it's dark outside. Moving on, I guarantee this has happened to you before. You watch a video about the best keyboard shortcuts for Windows or a specific app and you never end up using them. You forget them the moment the video ends. CtrlHelp fixes the exact problem. You hold the control key and it shows you all the shortcuts for the app you're currently using. You can search through available actions instead of memorizing everything. That way, you can gradually commit them to memory, one shortcut at a time. It's paid, but if you're serious about learning keyboard shortcuts to speed up your workflow, this app is definitely worth it. Next is the most creative clipboard app I've ever seen. You might be thinking, why not just use the built-in Windows clipboard history? If you barely use the clipboard, that's fine. But if you work with it all day, ClipShelf makes accessing your clipboard twice as fast. It looks incredible. Clips are formatted by type and you can take actions directly on them. You can pin frequently used clips and paste them with keyboard shortcuts without even touching your mouse. WindowSill also has clipboard features, but if a clipboard is the main thing you care about, ClipShelf is much better and far more reliable. It's also the first to implement this type of functionality. The next app helped me stop doom scrolling. I opened Instagram to reply to a message and suddenly I'm watching Reels. Beeper solves that by giving you a standalone messaging app. It supports WhatsApp, X, Slack, Facebook Messenger, and more, all in one inbox. That way, you can reply to messages without opening the platforms themselves and get distracted. The next app is non-negotiable. Everyone should use this app no matter what. You have too many passwords. You forget them, you reset them over and over. Bitwarden groups all your passwords in one place. Here's how it works. Search the service name you're trying to log into, copy the password, paste. Or even better, just let the browser extension autofill your details for you. It automatically saves new accounts and supports passkeys, so you don't even deal with two-factor authentication codes. The next app is great for students. CalcX is an advanced calculator built with fluent design. You get things like functions, graphing, time conversion, and more advanced calculations. It's paid, but if you're a student and you do a lot of math, this one is useful. The next app is for people who constantly adjust volume while working. Volumey lets you control individual app volumes using your keyboard. You can assign shortcuts to control a specific app's volume or use one shortcut that adjusts the volume of whatever app you're currently using. The next app is a unified command center for your computer. You can launch apps, search files, run Google searches, do calculations, access clipboard history, and use text snippets, all from the keyboard. It speeds up your workflow by giving you instant access to tools and shortcuts for almost every action. Raycast started on Mac, where it's easily one of the most popular productivity apps ever. The team is actively developing the Windows version and porting features from macOS. It's still in beta, but even now, it's already very useful. Next is a modern browser with modern features. Zen browser is built on Firefox. It's open source and it's privacy focused. You get workspaces, compact mode, glance, split view, features that are unique to this browser. What really impressed me is the customizable keyboard actions. I did not see this in any Chromium browser before, and some of these actions are actually used. For example, there's a keyboard action to copy the current URL with Shift-Ctrl-C. There's also a very active community building mods and sharing setups. It's still in beta, so expect a few bugs, but from my experience, it's already very usable. Now, let's move on to file management apps. The first app in this section gives you unlimited cloud storage. Yes, I know, it sounds fake, but it actually works. T-Drive acts as a file manager and cloud storage interface for Telegram. A full paid version is available along with T-Drive Lite, which is free but has some limitations. The paid version is a one-time payment, not a subscription. That said, I would not trust this with critical data, and you should never have your only copy on Telegram. Next up is what File Explorer should have become years ago. With how powerful computer hardware has become, a slow file manager does not make any sense. When a computer can run high-end 4K gaming but struggle with managing files, you know there's a big problem with File Explorer. FilePilot is a modern file explorer that actually uses your hardware properly. It's fast, smooth, and lightweight. It's only 2 megabytes. Can you believe that? The first time I used it, it genuinely felt like the gold standard for how desktop software should behave. Tabs open instantly, multi-panes, command palette, themes, inspector, saved layouts, everything power users want. It's paid, but since it's in beta right now, it's still free. There is yet some File Explorer features that are not available on FilePilot. That's why I couldn't stick with it as my main file manager. The next app fixes one of the most annoying things about moving files on Windows. You know when you're dragging files between two apps, but you have to resize Windows just to see where you're dropping files. DropShelf fixes that problem. You keep your two apps full screen, drag files into DropShelf, switch apps, then drop them where you want. This app is really useful for me when I'm editing these videos. If I need to import a few clips mid-edit, I just throw them into DropShelf and import everything at once. Same thing when collecting images from the web. Drop first, organize later. Next, Microsoft actually made something useful here. I mean, of course, it makes sense when it's the Microsoft team in China that worked on it. PC Manager handles system cleanup and basic performance tasks. Here's what it can do: clear temporary files, deep cleanup, uninstall apps properly, and quick health checks. It also gives you a toolbar for fast access to tools. It's free and surprisingly useful. Next, we'll talk about window management apps. The next app makes Windows feel like Linux. FancyWM is a tiling window manager for Windows. It automatically arranges your apps while using 100% of your screen space. With FancyWM, app windows are docked beside each other instead of on top of one another. That way you are always taking full advantage of your screen and you don't have to manually resize or move windows anymore. You can still overlap windows when you need to with a keyboard shortcut. All keyboard actions are triggered with Windows and Shift. If you like structured layouts and keyboard-driven workflows, this completely changes how Windows feels. Now we'll cover system tweakers. First is Wintoys. It exposes a ton of system tweaks and settings. Digital Markets Act is my favorite option. It allows me to uninstall Microsoft Edge and debloat Windows. There is a ton of different tweaks for desktop, start menu, file explorer, and even privacy and ads. If Wintoys isn't enough, RyTuneX goes even deeper. It's targeted at gamers who want to optimize their system for performance, but anyone can find it useful. Just make sure you always create restore points. The next app shocked me. I did not expect much from it because I've never heard of it before. It's called PowerToolbox. It's like PowerToys, but more aggressive. It's a combination of different tools that you would have to install as separate apps. My favorite tools are Context Menu Manager, which allows you to disable third-party context menu items, Custom Shell Menu, which allows you to add new items to the context menu, Update Manager, which allows you to choose the specific Windows update you want to install. Because when you check for Windows updates, you can get a feature update, a security update, and driver updates. With Update Manager, you can choose to only install the security update, for example. I also like the icon extract tool, which extracts the icon of .exe files as an image file. It also has a file renamer, a download manager, and a file recovery tool. For an app that's basically unknown, it's surprisingly solid. Next, we'll cover context menu apps. Context menu for Windows 11 lets you add your own actions to the modern Windows 11 context menu. A nice use case for this app is bringing frequently used actions from the old menu to the new menu. I added these actions with the help of ChatGPT. You know the bar that appears when you select text on your phone? The next app brings that idea to Windows. You can search selected text on Google or YouTube, translate words, or paste today's date. And there's a lot of extensions that you can install to add more actions. actions. But in the free version, you can only install a limited number of extensions. Next, we'll cover media apps. OnionMedia lets you download videos. You can also convert video files locally. Next app is Aquile Reader. It's a modern ebook reader with a nice interface. If you read books on your PC, this is one of the best options. Now we'll talk about customization apps. The first app is Timeline Wallpaper. It brings a lot of high quality wallpapers from lots of different sources. And I don't know if it's just me, but changing my desktop wallpaper gives a fresh feeling to using my computer. The next app is Lively Wallpaper. It lets you use animated and interactive backgrounds on your desktop. And from the same developer, you can get Lively Weather, which is a clean weather app with sound effects. It looks good and feels polished. If I had to reduce everything in this video to just 5 apps, it would be FilePilot, Blip, Beeper, ClipShelf, and Bitwarden.